Hey Gwenters, and welcome back. My son might be waking up, so pardon the cries, but we're going to try to run through this Lippy deck real quick. I've made a couple tweaks to the general deck. I had started making a video and then my internet just crapped out, so I was just starting over, but we're going to jump right into the deck builder. I'm going to show you how it works. Leader ability is super key here. I just had it pitched up against a lockdown deck and just forfeited. It's impossible how this deck was originally constructed to go up against lockdown. So the tweaks did not save, so I'm going to run through them one more time. We're going to take out Totem, and we are actually going to go for Harald. I like Harald a lot more in this play. It also reduces the number of 10-point cards that we have, so when we reach with Matahari, we can pull them back in if we get lucky enough to draw Cerys on first round by ourselves, and super lucky enough to pull her again on third round after we've done a Lippy flip, which is a phrase I am now going to trademark. And then I also want to pull in Cultist here. She is going to have some fun synergy as well, and we're going to strip out one of these Haymade Protectors because I don't know why you want two of them. If you have a reason you'd like to explain to me, please get me in on that. But basically, in order for Haymade Protector to work well for your own purposes and synergy, you're going to have to play him next to a Vildkarl that you're intentionally going to damage, which is just a slow play, and I don't think it makes a lot of sense to just get a boost by 3. Especially when you're already getting what is essentially a boost by 7 on the Vildkarl already. So I don't know. Don't ask me. But anyway, but Svalbard Cultist is going to be able to heal the unit to the right, damage unit, heal the unit to the left, damage the unit to the right by 1, and then Haymade Protector just has to be next to the Moonlight Longship. So we're just going to try to line up Svalbard Cultist next to the Light Longship to heal it, and then put Haymade Protector on the other side to get that boost. So Light Longship can just go to work, get healed, damage itself, do damage to the enemy, get healed, ad infinitum. So let's jump into a game. There's a lot of complaints about draw dependence. I hear those. I think all decks are draw dependent, right? If you get all of your really good cards up front, you can't really go deep on your first round because you're spoiling your third. Unless you are really confident in second round push. Like Louisa Savola combo might be a good example of something you can do with that. But I think, or like the Radea's Ambush I published a while ago, that's probably one of my favorite second round push decks. But other than that, not a lot. So importantly for this deck, the other draw dependence thing that's like, well, you bake that into your deck on yourself, so stop whining about it, is this Geralt Igni. Remember, he has initiative. So they have to have a power of 35 or more if you pull him out using some other card. But since we have him in hand, we're fine. So we have forced mulligans here. We got to put Morkvarg back into the deck, and we got to put Roach back into the deck. You'll see why as we play. Siege Beastmaster is going to go fine with Roach, but I don't love him here. We do have this lockdown again, so we really need Harald to make this work. But it's going to be difficult. So biggest thing I'm looking for here is a way to get Harald out without him dying, and I need him to go with Cerys in order to get the max points from her. So this is just going up against lockdown. I just complained about it, and here we go. We got it again. Not sure why we have such bad luck in that regard, but here we go. I actually think here we're going to go down with the Moonlight Longship, and we're just going to let it sit. And if we get lucky enough, we'll be able to put Svalbard Cultist to his left. Sorry, to his right. She's going to heal him so long as he is on her left. Then we can't put anything to the right of her unless we want it to get damaged, which, in this case, actually works for us, and you're going to see how. So we're going to go Svalbard Cultist, and we're just going to do this damage. She's going to heal him right back up again at the end of every round, so he can just keep going. But she also is going to pair really well with Harald Houndsnout. So hoping here to kind of draw out a couple of his damages. He might have Assassinate Interestingly, he's not pushing the damage this time, though. I probably would have tried to knock out this Svalbard cultist if it was me, but you know, all of us are different people. Alright, just keep up the damage. We're going to go for Harald. We're going to spawn his little buddies. And then we're actually going to go tactical advantage onto Harald. Really don't want him to die. Although I have some fear about the locking that might happen here, right? So there's not a great Purify card in this deck because it is so depletion reliant. You can do something that I actually really like, kind of a different deck. You can go instead with Crow Mother and Ermion and Grimace and have a few more alchemy cards, and you can use those alchemy cards to really get to work. All right, so interestingly here, he is going after Harald. Now I think I want to protect Harald actually, so we're gonna just drop down Tursik Beastmaster. And we'll give a boost to Roach. So Roach and Knickers have this benefit of both being beasts, so that's where you get this Tursik Beastmaster benefit from. I guess I could have boosted this cow carcass, but it's going to die, so no reason to do that. And we're actually just going to kill the cow carcass. That way, when it dies, it's not going to poison anyone. So just get him a little bit annoyed here. And then I think we'll start working away at Vigo here. So the only other thing I'd really like to be able to do this round, if possible, is pull out Cerys and to get that thinning. So you really need to try to get Lippy. So the deeper this guy goes, the better it is for me. And I think the way I actually want to do that this round is actually Royal Decree. It's a little bit faster. When I do Mata, I gotta wait, pull Cerys, and then play her again. And I do it has a side benefit of when Cerys gets played, she is going to. I can do the damage with Harald all in one round. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Notably, I already have Lippy in hand, so I don't know how I didn't notice that. So here we go, Cerys. We're going big this round, maybe bigger than we really have to for a win, but we get the thinning, and we get to scare this guy right straight. So, not sure why he's going deep on this round. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The only other play I'd like to make here, and it looks like he might be dumb enough to let me do it, is we're gonna go Vildkarl. And then he's gonna get damaged automatically by this Svalbard cultist at the end of the next 2 rounds. So we're just gonna let that go. We're gonna keep up this damage because there's no reason not to when he gets healed every turn. And some people just play way too hard. I mean, like, what? Now we're only 10 points apart, but like, what good did that do him? We're gonna be tied at 4 cards, and my Vildkarl is gonna jump to 12 points. I mean, I have to do nothing here, and I take a pretty clear and decisive lap around this guy. So, and one of the big things about lockdown, you'll know it's a pain to play against. Totally true. But it also comes with far fewer provision costs than any other leader ability. It only comes with 10. And like, for me personally, I would rather have some of the other Nilfgaard abilities than that lockdown card. I don't know what he's doing now. I mean, it's like a level of psychosis involved in this guy's game. And like, how depressing is that? Okay, well, I guess that's one way you can win. You can just play against a moron who doesn't know how to give up first round. I mean, look, that was against the lockdown, and we still did really well. I'm only 9 minutes into this video, so why don't we pop up another one and see if we can't get some traction on like a real normal game. We've been pretty lucky with our draws, though. You saw, now, getting Cerys in your hand is better, because then you can use Matahari or Royal Decree to pull her out of your deck once you've done the Lippy flip. And basically the Lippy flip is he's going to swap your graveyard with your deck. And that is, you probably thought, well, you way overplayed that round last time by damaging that Vildkarl and getting him changed into like the Svalbard Elite 12-point character. Well, the reason you want to do that is because after a unit has been transformed, it's going to stay that way. So he's actually going to go into our graveyard, and then when we play Lippy, he's going to flip him back into our deck. So we're actually going to be able to pull him out again from our deck and play him as a straight up 12-point card. And he also comes with an order, which is pretty good. He can consume one of your own units or just destroy it and then heal himself, right? So which is basically like, you want to think of it as a consume, but it gets capped at 12, right? So you wouldn't want to consume a 6-point card when he's been damaged by 3 points, because that's a negative 3-point play for you. But if you had one of your units got damaged to 2, that'd be a good time to eat it. Yeah, Knickers needs to be in your deck. He doesn't come from your graveyard, but that's a good one to keep in mind. And then like I was talking about before, with Crow Mother and Morkvarg, actually, you can do a lot of fun things. You can use Elf and Onion Soup to destroy Morkvarg and Crow Mother and get a free gold card, and then Morkvarg will immediately get played from your graveyard so long as he's been healed, and she will as well. Alright, so we can use our leader ability this time, but we have forced redraws in that we have to toss those Shield Maidens back in. Yeah, this is not our best draw so far. And it looks like he's going to be doing that deck I was talking about, to be honest with you. And it's going to rely heavily on Gedeneth, so... this is the whole reason to have Bomb Heaver, right? So Bomb Heaver is going to just destroy that artifact. That's the one thing he is good for in life. I could have saved him for a later round in the strong and very likely event that he's going to try to get that back from the graveyard. So right now he's going to play up his graveyard units. Look at this, like we got both the Shield Maidens and Morkvarg in our hand. That is, I think that's why a lot of people feel that it's really draw dependent, because you have to have certain things in certain places. And that is true. I think more than other decks, it is honestly true. It is a little bit annoying, but stop whining. It's fun. Yeah, I think here we're actually gonna go Royal Decree. We're gonna get Cerys out. It's a bit of a reach, but I want the weed or the thin, however you want to describe it. It's also gonna pull out Roach, and then we have a decent chance of pulling out Knickers as well. We take the lead. And we got 2 of our cards out of our deck. And notably too, Cerys is going to go back into our graveyard instead of getting flipped. And when the flip happens, you don't want your good cards in your deck, right? You want to have as many of them in your graveyard as possible, because that's where they're going to go back into your deck. So think of your graveyard as your deck, actually, when you play this. So Giga Scorpion Decoction is our kill card this game. Don't see a lot of use from him. The one thing I would say here, Cloakran Preacher is going to get boosted every time he plays Alchemy. I see Golden Froth is likely coming, so we're just going to knock her out. We are on red coin, so I don't feel super strong need to highly contest this one. I'd like to get Morkvarg back into my deck. One thing I will say though that I think is kind of underappreciated. That was a moron move. Sorry. That is kind of underappreciated here. Yeah, you want to go for the win. Now he has to play all 3 rounds to get the revive, and so that's probably why he's doing it. But it was a weird choice. All right. But just because he's doing that doesn't mean we can't play and we can't contest. I'm going to show you why and how we want to do that. So, a couple plays that we want to make here, actually. Vildkarl. And just keep in mind that the things that go in our graveyard are going to go back in our deck. I know it's kind of mind-bending and weird, but that's exactly what we want to have happen. I'd like to keep Harald Houndsnout, I think, for final round. But these Torsiage Beastmasters, let's just get rid of those guys. The other thing I'd say too is, like, when you want to get rid of them, then get rid of them by playing them after you do the flop, right? So when we look through here, I see the Shield Maidens. Cerys, Bomb Heaver is actually not bad in the event that he is gonna try to bring this Gedeneth back out. And then Roach is going to go back into our deck and immediately get played because Lippy is a gold card. So we just want to focus on getting as much out here as possible. The one thing I will say, we might not be able to get Veldkarl back, so I actually want to bait him into killing this guy. That way he goes to our graveyard. But there aren't any great like Skellige destruction cards. You have to do some kind of big murder. I don't know. We'll see what he does.
Music marries cultures, connects folk to one another.
Alright, let's go for a slow play. Let's just see how he develops. We're going to go to Moonlight Longship. We'll save it and do all of its actions while Haymate Protector's next to it. That way, for every damage he takes, Haymate Protector is going to get boosted. And just see what he's got going on here. It's honestly fine with me. I don't really care how it takes damage. Just Haymate Protector's going to get boosted one way or the other. And you notice I went on right side, just honestly out of habit because of this Svalbard cultist. If she was on the right side over here, she's gonna boost this to Moonlight Longship every time the turn ends. So just something to keep in mind. Honestly, we're just gonna do damage to keep the units damaged. There's some other Svalbard cards that this guy might be worried we're gonna play when we do that. But right now, we're just keeping it low and slow at 7 cards out. We can save our Lippy and do him after. Alright, pulled Crow Mother. So we actually have a tough choice here. If we pass now, I really like what I'm seeing in my draw. All except for the Moonlight Longship. We got some good options. We don't want to draw these two. We want them to stay in there. Otherwise, I actually really like what I see. The only other thing I'd say here... Yeah, I think we're good. We're just going to go ahead and pass. He's going to have to go down to 7. We'll both be at 10 cards. He gets to play something from his graveyard. Notice it's unit, so I'm not sure exactly what he's going to draw out of it for units. He doesn't have a great choice unless he wants Crow Clan Preacher. But I think he thought we were going to go a little harder, so... Yeah, now he's just going for pure damage to try to get the lead that way. But his Gutting Slash is gone, so that actually works well for us. Harald's the one I'm really worried about that being used against, so... we got Hammond, Morkvarg, and Knickers. So, a lot of people complain about this. They're like, oh, these are forced mulligans. I actually like having forced mulligans in final round because I know I definitely don't want these guys. I'd honestly rather take anybody else. And I'm not gonna have a chance of redrawing Morkvarg. So, this actually works well for me to be able to get those ones out. The only thing I'd say I'm really bummed about here is I did not get Matahori. I really wanted Matahori. I mean, my luck was pretty bad there, right? So had I gotten Matahori, I could have gotten Cerys back again. Oh well. So that is kind of the draw dependence disillusionment that you can have with this deck, but don't lose too much sleep over it. So Savage Bear as first play, unless he just has God cards, is kind of dumb because he has 2 locked-in orders here, and he can see from my discard pile I've played 1 Stunning Blow. I haven't played the other or any other type of attack, so I'm fine just killing him and saving myself 4 points in the long run from not having to take those bleeds. So poor play in my opinion. Yeah, and I think the other thing I'd say too, so he's playing his Lippy now. We don't need to really play our Lippy yet, because we're not waiting to try to draw something back again. And our Lippy is significantly better than his in that our Lippy is going to actually pull out Roach from here. And the one thing I will say, we want to wait for our Lippy actually because our Knickers hasn't raided the battlefield yet, which is just a weird way of saying he may randomly enter the battlefield. We have no idea when he's going to do that or how he's going to do it. But I can get out my Savage Bear, who is going to get an additional bleed and use that properly. So that's how he probably should have done it. If he was just going to use Lippy to flip the decks anyway, maybe he wanted the extra charge because it was in his graveyard, but I won't worry about it. So Avalok's going to get him back his Gedeneth. Gedeneth is pretty good. It's pretty nasty. The one weakness I will say that Gedeneth does have against my deck is it's actually going to get some good, unfortunately, equal cards. Alright. Controls Druid, so he gets the extra ones. Crowclan Preacher's going to get boosted. I actually want to swing her back to the back row, see if I can get her and Grimace lined up at 6 points each. And then drop down Geralt and just wipe him out.
I'll snap your neck in my fist.
Let's see if he's smart enough to realize what I'm doing. But he's taking a big lead. But again, don't be worried. Be calm. Be cool. Be collected. Oh, please play it to range row. Oh, that would have been like the greatest day of my life. Alright, now we actually have a different weird thing that we're waiting for. Now we wait for Lippy and Cloakcrown Preacher to get the same and Annie Purifier so she doesn't take the bleed damage. Can anybody say thank you? Let's just thank our opponent here, shall we? Yeah, I think we want to start developing some of our engines just a little bit. Alright, there's Knickers. Now we can play Lippy. Although I do kind of actually like that he doesn't know what we're doing. So Harald, I'm actually fine with him killing. We actually have one more self-damage with our leader ability. And then we can use Svalbard Cultist to go 2 damage as well. I think the only thing that we want here towards each Beastmaster to start getting the 3 boost. And we're just waiting for that Crowcrown Preacher to get boosted up to 10. So we can do 20 damage at once. So we'll go for Knickers since he's behind the armor and the lower base anyway. And then we'll just try to wrap up. Since we already have one out in play, the second one's just going to boost it instead of do that Vitality. So we're in a good spot with that. So he's just going for the wide range boost here, but Lippy's not boosting himself again. So you know he's got this 10-point card that is slowly going to get caught up by this other card, and she's going to get boosted by 2. So we do have a slight problem with that in that the unevenness might cause us some problems. So we'll see if we can remedy that in some other way. But right now, let's just go ahead and drop down this Svalbard Cultist. Let's see what he does about it. I anticipate Golden Froth is going to come. So that was pretty lucky. Wiping out those crows is actually really good for us. Yeah, otherwise, if we can't get them lined up, just save your Geralt to do final play to get final kill too, so. Alright, so he used Grimace to wipe off that boost. I mean, we might as well get rid of his Grimace. Trying to think. Well, this Cloakcrown Preacher is actually going to get boosted more, so we'll go for her. And we'll actually go for this damage. Ooh, too bad we couldn't get these 2 on the same row, you know what I mean? Alright, here he goes. He's gonna reach for a card. I'm not sure what. Crow Mother, yeah, because she's out of his graveyard. Yeah, he played that wrong. He needed to play an Alchemy card before he played his Lippy. He just kind of wasted her. I guess if he has like a boost all beasts, he could have Axel 3 Eyes to do that. So, I'm not sure if he's going to go for another Alchemy card. And if so, she's going to keep getting boosted. These 2 cards are going to be kind of like slam plays, so we might as well actually just get him out so that I'm showing you now with the wrong thing, but we actually want to try to get rid of trying to think actually. If it might be all units on a row, we might actually want to get rid of the front one. Back one's worth more, so we'll just go for that. Yeah, she's no longer bonded. So they were each getting 2 points every time he played an alchemy, and I'm anticipating actually at least one more alchemy card. What a weird choice. Alright, so he does get another Crow Clan creature out. So we're gonna go for Beastmaster. Well, actually, let's go for Lippy. So everything's gonna get shuffled back in. Morkfarg's gonna come out, and so is Roach. So our Lippy here for us, if you have Knickers in your deck, is 3 plus 5 plus 3. So that is, if I can do math, 14 points plus 4. So he's an 18-point play just from how we built the deck as a 10 provision cost card. So just as like a straight up play, he's pretty good. Axel 3 Eyes though is a great finisher. So he's gonna boost himself by 1 for each beast. So, and he's gonna get all crows. I think that's the only beast he had. Oh, and Roach. Yeah, we kind of got unlucky with the Roach kill, huh? Alright, so we got close. Not phenomenal, but yeah, I like that Gedeneth. You know, remember how I said at the beginning, oh, and you could do some cool stuff? I actually would have tweaked his a little bit. I mean, Avalok gets you the replay of Gedeneth, which is pretty solid, but I think I might think about, instead of trying to go triple on Gedeneth like a lot of people like to do, the triple tree as they're calling it, I focus on that Elf Onion soup. I think getting those bigger plays and recycling of Crow Mother and Morkfarg with Grimace Purify is big buku bucks, and you're not at risk from the artifact destroy, because maybe what I actually should have done is anticipated that he was going to go for triple tree and saved my bomb heaver for third round. But you know, I knew that there was a chance that he wasn't going to get Avalok, so you know, that it was what it was. He got his draws. We didn't get Cerys. Had we gotten Cerys, we would have easily won that round. Would have gladly traded her out for one of those Torsic Beastmasters. But you know, we are where we are. But that's a good deck for you, so that's another Skellige wrap up. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like to see a different card, or you'd like to see a different leader ability, how that might work. As always, please leave in my comments and I'll post when I'm able. Thank you.